this is not going to go over well. I've never fully watched The Wizard of Oz.
Boo!
Hey, sis, are you, what about you, Doug? Are you?
I am.
You are?
Yeah. What about you?
Well, I'm very.
Yeah.
But
if limp wrists, like, if we're here and then we're going here, how limp is my wrist to you? Like, tell me when to stop.
I don't know. I don't feel like you're here fully. I feel like you're like this. Like, see this? Now watch my finger.
Oh, it's a I'm a pinky out, bitch.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you're just like barely dipping in the waters.
Oh.
Yeah, because I think you have a lot of interesting proclivities about you. And I think you have a lot of interests in different type of people for different reasons.
Yeah.
And that's good. I mean, that's where we should be. But I think your verbiage isn't always super gay.
Teach me some gay words.
Well, I mean, people say the house down boots. Do you say that ever?
I don't say the house down boots, but I mean, I possibly could.
Do you say the house down or do you say boots ever? Either one.
I think I would be more the house down, but like boots to me, I'm not understanding.
See, I wish I knew the where boots comes from. Like, why wasn't it ever like stilettos? Why wasn't it ever like, ooh, flats, bitch, flats? That is flats. No, it's boots. Because it's emphasized. It's like boots is an agreement and an emphasis, right? I'm trying to think of some other ones. I know I use terms that are outdated maybe in popular culture just in general, right?
Like what?
Like, I'm going to say like, oh, that's rad. That's so rad.
I love rad though.
Right? That's awesome.
I was on a Zoom call the other day and the guy said groovy, but it was like, it worked for him and I loved it. I feel like it's just like words have to work for you when they're coming out. When it's forced, like I'm not going to go say the house down boots because that's not what I would say. Right. But if you say it and it sounds great, I love it, Yeah. Like, I love that for you, Delta.
You love that for me? So you know how much I hate that. Why do you... I think that's so weird when people do that. You know what? There's also a different conversation, which is like vocal affectations.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So like, I know I have like very serious vocal affectations that other people will clock me on. I know that I have a bit of a like valley girl. Like I say, like, I take too many pauses in my conversation, so it doesn't sound very professional, and I know that, but I'm speaking just the way that I speak. And it's weird to be at like, knocking on the door of 50 as I am and still have this like speaking the way that I always spoke.
That's how you are though.
Yeah, but it's a weird place to be and try to be like sort of taken seriously in the that you say, or be authentic and use certain words, right? Like musically even. When people hear the variety of music that I like to listen to, they're like, I would not expect that from you. And I'm like, but why wouldn't you expect that? And it's like, well,
eclectic, baby. It's the best way to be. That's what I would say. I would say your music's eclectic. What would you say mine is? I only play it every morning.
Right. It's definitely eclectic, but I think it's so interesting to me how much musical theater stuff that you like.
Okay.
And I would think to other people, they would think that based on optics, that I would be a very musical theater queen, and I know nothing. Like I know, of course, like the big shows. Like I know like the big song from the big shows.
Can we do it? Define Gravity right now?
All I know is the gravity. That's that's all I know. Listen. This is not going to go over well. I've never fully watched The Wizard of Oz.
Boo! I hope you're booing behind the screen right now.
I'm not. What
is it about Oz? You don't like Oz?
Nothing. I'm just not interested.
You're not clicking your heels to go there?
I've played Glinda the Good Witch for like a drag number before. I love that idea, but there's too many characters. Why is everybody jumping around?
I think out of everything in Oz, I think the best thing you would be doing is dropping a house on someone.
Yeah.
Do you know who you'd drop a house on?
The house down on them boots. I dropped the house on them boots.
The house down slippers, bitch.
I'd be the lady on the bike, I think. It's like,
yeah. You're
Elvira
Gold.
I will say this. The Jack in the Box by my old apartment, I promise you, I wish I would take a picture, but I didn't want to be mean. The lady that worked the window looked exactly like the Wicked Witch. Exactly.
I love it. Okay, here's a good story. I went to Universal Studios with my friend and their kids. Our kids are like middle school at this point. And one kid goes, well, you know, Doug, you have a Wicked Witch nose. I was like, oh, bitch.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, well, I know. I mean, I do know from my profile. It's very obvious I have a bump in my nose. To the side. So this is my Wicked Witch nose. Yeah.
Is it Wicked Witch? I don't think so.
I mean, from this angle, I think it's giving more witch. From this, I feel like it's giving more normal. But I don't care. Like, it's my nose. This is what I was born with.
Do you think they say like people like your nose? It like is very much aligned with your dick. So do you think you have a Wicked Witch dick?
Oh, it's wicked, all right.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I have a small nose. Everyone's like a vagina nose.
Oh, yeah. You're feminine. Small?
I'm feminine. You don't think my nose is small? A lot of people compliment me on my nose.
It's so beautiful. I can barely see it. It's so petite.
And I don't even have to do all this makeup stuff.
You don't have to snatch it.
I don't wear makeup.
If you had to choose one celebrity nose to swap your nose with, who would you go with?
Honestly, I don't know because I really don't.
Really?
Doug, I know it surprises you because we talked about it this morning. Like, I am out of touch with every actor, movie, like people. The Academy Awards happen, and I'm like, I know Wicked was happening because it's been shoved so far down our throats. Mm-hmm. Like, I knew that was happening. I know The Substance just because my close friends love The Substance, but like a lot of stuff I just don't know. I'm like, is Aaron Brockovich nominated this year? Like, I don't know. I'm like, what movie? What is Linda Carter in a movie? I don't.
You're still stuck in like the net era of movies. It's comforting, right?
I think, I heard this story that people watch the same things over and over because they already know what's going to happen, and that helps soothe anxiety.
I could see that because the other day I was like I was anxious the other day, and so I put on comfort movies, which is Wizard of Oz and Willy Wonka and Alice in Wonderland, and I haven't seen any of those. What?
I haven't seen any. I went to the movies to see the reboot of Alice in Wonderland.
You don't want to go down the rabbit hole?
No, I don't want to do any of that.
Oh,
yeah.
You don't want a golden ticket?
I know, and I've seen enough clips like throughout life when the movie's been on, and like I'm like, oh, I saw 20 minutes of it here, 20 minutes of it there, to piece together some of it. And I saw this meme that I just totally identify with, and they show like the family living in the house, and they were like, "How bad do you think this room stinks?"
It's like Grandpa Joe. I know. It's like Charlie has like 7 grandparents. I never understood
that. It's like, why don't you get up off your ass and save your family?
Yeah, well, he did because the grandpa went to the chocolate factory.
Yeah, when there was that. But I mean, when are we going to go to the chocolate factory to fill out a application? How about that? How about that?
Would you work at a chocolate factory? You have one.
Jeffrey Dahmer worked at a chocolate factory.
Oh.
Yeah. I have my own chocolate factory.
Yeah.
My own Hershey Highway.